So negative numbers, we write a little minus sign. It's usually a little above where the subtraction sign would go for it to be a negative number. Like subtraction might be here, negatives up there. This means -4. It means like we went down 4, or it's -4 degrees Celsius. If you're talking about -4 degrees Fahrenheit, if you're talking about Maine. Yeah, so negative numbers, there's some rules we can learn with multiplying and dividing. With adding and subtracting them, sometimes there's rules we could try to think of, but it's okay if you want to stick with a calculator, try to use that to help you. But it's also important to practice these without a calculator too. Like this expression I have up here, -4 plus 7. So it's like you're $4 in debt, and you put $7 into your account. You don't have $7 anymore, you just have a total of $3 in your bank account, right? So another example, if you've got -12 plus -3. Your bank account, start from left to right. Your bank says you owe $12. And if you add a negative, that means you're adding debt to your account, right? So we should be going further back into the negatives. And then we have 7 subtracted by -3. Let's try this one. You probably have heard this rule before, but 2 negatives make it positive, right? And the reason is because if you have $7 and if you're taking out -3, that means you're taking out debt, right? Removing debt means your amount of money should be going up. So 7 minus -3, that's 7 plus 3. Okay, and there'll be lots of different variations of those problems. And so we also have this symbol, the absolute value symbol. And what it does with negative and positive numbers is it zaps whatever number's on the inside to be a positive. Okay, it doesn't change its sign. The absolute value is like the distance from 0, and it's always expressed in positive units. So basically, the absolute value takes whatever number's on the inside and makes it a positive. Now, if the negative is on the outside, doesn't do any good, right? The absolute value has to happen first, and then you apply this negative that was on the outside. So one thing you'll be asked to do is to compare different quantities. Actually, before we move on from this, let's stick with negative numbers one last time here. We did adding and subtracting. I should do multiplying and dividing. So if you get 7 times -3, that makes -21, because the rule is that if the signs are different when you multiply or divide, then you have to have a negative sign. When you're taking two numbers, you're trying to multiply them, you find out the signs are different, one's positive, one's negative, means it's got to be a negative. So like if you have 25 divided by -5, those signs are different, so my final answer is going to be negative. If you have -3 times -4, makes a positive 12, because the signs are the same. If the signs are the same, it's always going to be positive. If the signs are different, it's always going to be negative. Okay, and so one other thing you're going to be asked to do this week, kind of along the same lines, is you're going to be asked to compare two different sets of numbers. So if you got like -0.234 and then a blank space and then let's say 0.29, and then my math lab or my lab math, whatever they call it, they ask you to put one of these symbols in. Okay, this is the less than symbol, this is the greater than symbol, and the way you can keep those straight is that it's like an alligator's mouth, right? The alligator wants to eat whatever's bigger. So between these two numbers, I'm actually going to make the alligator go this way, because -0.234, that's debt. Positive 0.29, that's bigger because it's in the positives. Okay, so I put the less than symbol in there. This is less than this. And another way of checking these is put the numbers on a number line. -0.234 is to the left of 0. 0.029, that's to the right of 0. Okay, and the further we go back, the further we go to the left in the number line, the smaller the numbers are. As we move to the right, we get to bigger numbers. So this one is big. Oops, this one's bigger because it's further to the right on the number line. Let's see, one more maybe. We got -3 over 16 blank. -4 over. Oops. Now let's do. negative 1 over 4. Are we supposed to put a less than or a greater than symbol? So one trick you could do is you could convert them to decimals, right? So 3 over 16, I'm going to put the negative sign after. That's negative 0.1875. And then negative 1/4, if you put that in a calculator, it's negative 0.25. Now careful with this one. If you were to plot those on a number line, if you were going to be really specific, negative 0.25 would be maybe here. And then negative 0.1875, that might be here. So that means this one's actually bigger. We got to put the greater than symbol here because it's further to the right.